Okay, hello. I am here today with Joan Rogliano from the Wildflower Women's Foundation, and it is my honor to have Joan here today. And I wanted to share this interview with you because I feel very strongly that this group that Joan is leading and creating and bringing into our communities is an integral part of healing for women. And I have been asked to speak at an event that we're going to be talking about on September 11th. And so I wanted to bring Joan in and talk a little bit about your organization, your passion, and your dream for this foundation. And so I want to welcome Joan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What a nice introduction.
Well, thank you. And we met through some common friends and through networking, and it's really the nature of what women do.
Absolutely.
And it's how we create friendships, it's how we gain information, it's how we support. But I want to know what got you inspired to create Wildflower Women's Foundation?
Well, it's been a journey, and I was inspired probably 4 years ago. My real job in my real life is to be a realtor.
Right.
And I was working with a lot of women in particular who were going through the transitions of divorce and widowhood. And that is what the foundation is about. We assist women through this transition and families.
Mm-hmm.
And I was finding that all of the women I was working with were getting really not the correct information.
Mm-hmm.
They were also being placed in a situation where they were being intimidated and they were being bullied to make some choices that were really not the best for themselves and their families.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened repeatedly, and it was like this light bulb went off, and I said, you need to do something about this.
Right.
You need to get the education out there and let women in particular know that there are choices that are available to them. And we concentrate specifically or more generally on women because women take a much larger financial hit as a result of a divorce than most men do.
Mm-hmm. And so that's where you were seeing that most of the struggle was around their finances. Mm-hmm. In your situation, maybe finding a new place to live that would meet their now new income and family structure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Specifically, they were being told regarding the family home, which is the largest investment most of us make, that they didn't have any choices. Sell it. Get rid of it. Clean the slate. And then they're in tears because they don't want to sell. This is their community. Mm-hmm. This is where they've raised their families, and they wanted to stay.
Right.
So we devised a way and a network of resources to help them to stay, if that's what they wanted to do.
Right. And so name some of because that was probably the impetus, but in getting more involved with this group and really seeing what women were going through, what were some of the other resources that you were bringing in for them to just move through this transition more smoothly?
And that's a great question, and it grew.
Mm-hmm.
One thing led to another, and the net grew wider. They needed financial assistance and information. They needed tax information. They needed emotional support. They needed a new community. Plus, they needed to have some fun.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's really important. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And they need good nutrition to help them to survive and, in fact, bloom. And that's the best part, to see them really bloom.
And is that where the name came from, Wildflower? That just this kind of rebirth and this blooming?
Right. Mm-hmm. I think so. And we're all different, and we're survivors, and we are now spreading the seeds.
Right. Oh,
I love
to work. Mm-hmm. Well, and coming from a divorce myself, and remembering back, that was almost 6 years ago. Remembering back to what it took to stay in that place of being positive, happy, keeping the faith, and especially if you have children, what that means to what kind of life are you going to create for yourself?
Right.
And if you don't have just the fundamentals, it's very hard to look at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've been divorced 12 years, and it was a very scary place.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And so we are aware of that, and we now, with our mentorship program, can help guide women through this very difficult time and help them to avoid some of the pitfalls that those of us that have already traveled this path have experienced.
Right, right. And looking at some of the people that you're affiliated with, you are bringing in, very strong people who may have had a hard time but can bring the message of it's going to be okay. Here's what you can avoid. You might, fall into some of those holes, but here's how you get back out. And like I said, I feel honored to be bringing the wellness piece because I feel that's such an integral part to all of our lives, but especially women who are going through this. Sometimes that's the last thing they want to think about is the nutrition for themselves and their children, getting exercise, getting rest, having quiet time because life is so crazy, but that is really, truly what they need.
Yeah, and an analogy that I think would apply to just what you're saying is when you're on the airplane, you have to put your mask on first.
Yes.
And then take care of your children. And that is what we are suggesting that these women do. Because you have to be the best that you can be. You need the mental clarity to make the decisions that you need to make.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's talk about some of the great things that you have coming up. And these are events that bring these women together.
Absolutely. And this evolved because this is what women told us they wanted. We were doing workshops that were very informational and providing a lot of good resources. And then a couple of women said, could we do some things just for fun?
Yeah.
So that's how this evolved.
We want a manicure and a facial. And
whatever you want. That's what we're here to provide and as our group grows. And on September 11th at the Denver Botanic Gardens, we are having an all-day event. It is called A Celebration of Women that are in Transition.
Right.
And Reggie Rivers is going to be one of our MCs, and Jackie Selby with KOSI. Deborah Fine is a keynote speaker talking about the art of small talk. How do you start a conversation? How do you keep it going? We've got Mitch Powers coming to talk a little bit about the economy to allay everybody's fears. We have a chocolate therapist coming to say that, in fact, chocolate is essential.
Yes,
during these difficult
Absolutely.
times. It absolutely is. And then we are also doing a makeover, Blossom Bling.
Oh, nice.
So women can nominate themselves or a friend. We had a woman nominate her daughter the other day. And Bling in Castle Rock is providing a fabulous outfit. Renee Arnold is doing the chosen woman's hair, and Ed Gillespie is doing makeup. Bling is also going to go to this woman's home and do a complete wardrobe assessment for her.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. So we need to make a nomination.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
And so how do people get involved who aren't in Denver?
Well, just come to the website, www.wildflowerwomensfoundation.org.
Okay.
You can donate. You can be a sponsor. You can bring us an auction item or suggest an auction item. We are having a silent auction on September 11th. You might have a new idea for involvement, and we are open to ideas. This is what we as women do.
Yeah,
we support one another. We talk, and we come up with some fabulous ideas. So,
and of course, they can fly to Denver. You still have tickets available.
We do still have tickets available, and everyone is welcome. We're just a very inclusive group and growing by leaps and bounds, so help us spread those seeds.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm certainly committed to that, and I know people who will be watching this will also feel inspired and committed, and I think that this is also something that you want to bring into other communities. So if someone is watching this and sees an opportunity for you to bring this into their community, they should contact you as well.
Yes, please do. You may call me, email me, whatever's most convenient for you, and I am receiving communications from around the country saying, when are you bringing Wildflower to our community? And we are working on that. So thank you for mentioning that. That's a great idea.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, thank you for sharing your vision and your passion and your love for women who are going through this time in their lives. And I think that there's going to be a lot of women who walk away feeling like their life is renewed from this event. So I can't wait to be there. And it's been such a pleasure to be a part of this group.
Well, you are an integral part.
Well,
and we so appreciate that, Julie. We appreciate this opportunity to help spread the word.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yes, go to wildflowerwomensfoundation.org or .com and learn a little bit more. You can contact Joan for more information. And you can also contact me if you'd like at juliehammerstein@gmail.com or juliehammerstein.com if you'd like more information. So thanks for tuning in.